You're tuned into All2ReelToo. Be sure to subscribe, download, share the show with a friend, and stop by All2ReelToo.com for our social links, Patreon, and TeePublic store info.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame. I found a book by this man named Donald Trump in Cardiff.
Well, I suggest you burn that.
Yeah, I'm not going to read it.
Yes,
Did I ever tell you about the time? Maybe I did, but it was such a long time ago. This is like 2003. My friend, I was visiting him at college, and he had a friend that had bought an old ambulance and just basically like refurbished it like a regular van or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we were riding in the back seat once because he was taking us somewhere. I don't remember. And then I'm looking around. I see a thing as a board game for Donald Trump that like the previous owner had just left in the van. It was called I forgot the name of it. I think it's just called Trump. It's like literally a board game from the 80s. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Board game.
I think it's just called Trump the Game.
That's all it is, yeah. and so that was there, like, what the hell is this thing?
Did you play it?
No. I don't think you had all the cards or something like that. But I didn't really know. I mean, I kind of knew who he was, but not really, at the time. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like,
yeah. It looks like it came out in 2004 or something. According, I've got a picture of the back.
No, I think it was a different one.
Well, at least this version of it, Trump the Game. Maybe there was a different one. Maybe this is like 89. There's a different one in 1989.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
Trump the Game, the original Donald Trump game. And then there's another one that came out in 2004.
Of course.
Yeah.
You gotta, make more money from it.
Yeah.
Check this out. eBay right here.
Mm-hmm.
Trump the Game. This is hot. Pre-owned. You want to know how much they're selling this for? 4.6 out of 5 when it comes to the quality. 3 players. You want to guess how much it costs?
I'm going to go with $5.
$8,300.
You're fucking serious?
I'll send you the screenshot. Someone is selling this, probably the original game, pre-owned. It's probably a joke because Trump, basically... Yeah. Chart over. It said Trump game just okay. Some of the pieces were missing, and the box didn't look that good for the price of it. So you spent $3,000 on this. What the? This can't be real. This gotta be great game. Interesting collector's item. Definitely recommend for fans of President Trump and board game enthusiasts. What the hell? Super fun game. It's probably just all Trump, right?
I wonder what the Venn diagram of fans of Trump and board game enthusiasts is.
I don't think there's much of a... Great to have this. Used to play this as a teen. I won't be opening this one. Thank you. So apparently this person had bought like multiple copies of this game in 1989 just so he could sell it later on. Like, what the... Did he know that he was going to become like famous like 30 years later or something like that?
Oh. I mean, Trump was famous at the time, but still, it's like...
I just like the one where it says some of the pieces were missing and the box didn't look that good for the price of it. For $8,000. Yeah, I would think, that would want to look good. It's what says pre-owned as well. Anyway. Sorry, we got
pre-owned makes it better. It's like, somehow, no, it's not. So,
my God.
anyways, speaking of America,
Right.
transitions, I'm great at them.
Yeah.
We are talking about an episode that was filmed and then broadcast once on television called Coming to America, pilot episode of a sitcom that is like a sequel series to the 1988 Eddie Murphy movie Coming to America.
Yeah.
Yep. So here is what this aired once in 1989 on July 4th.
Wow, what a great day for that.
Yeah.
Coming to America, July 4th. Yeah.
Yes, but you know what? These are immigrants, so
right. Yeah, exactly. Well, back then, there wasn't as much hatred for immigrants. Or at least they didn't. At least people didn't voice it as much. But
yeah. So the Internet Movie Database synopsis here for this is based on the film of the same name. This pilot places Prince Tariq of Zamunda and his assistant, which they're calling Oha, but then the TV series it actually is renamed Omar. In the house of a family in Queens, New York. Yep. So the show was directed by Tony Singletary, written by Barry W. Blaustein, Ken Hecht, based on Eddie Murphy characters. So it seems like it was written by two white dudes.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense, Yeah.
There's lots of stuff in here that's pretty racist.
Yeah. The director of this has directed a bunch of sitcoms over the years. I don't know. I'm not trying to be racist or trying to figure out people's race, but I don't know if he's black or white. So
that's all right. So is this supposed to be like a retelling of the same story, or is it like different?
No, it's basically because you find out like his brother's now the king.
Right. Okay.
He's the brother of Eddie Murphy's character.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and the character. Okay, so let's get into the cast here.
Sure.
We've got Tommy Davidson, who like a year or two after this would go on to be on In Living Color.
Right.
Much better success and a better outlet for his comedy. We've got Paul Bates, who played Oha in the movie renamed Omar here. It's the same character. He was actually in the movie. So we have John Hancock as Carl Mackey. Hattie Winston as Pauline Mackey. Hattie Winston, who people may know from Becker. Paris Vaughan as Phyllis Mackey. And A.J. Johnson as Annie. There's also C. Darnell Rose as Steve. I don't even remember that character. Frances McGuire is Amy. I don't even remember that character either. So
I don't remember most of these characters.
Thoughts?
I did not like. I was very confused about. Is this supposed to be the same character? The guy who owns the diner? Is he the same guy who owns Mac? A separate character. Okay, got it.
The only character who's the same from the movie is Paul Bates' character.
And they renamed Omar.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He's the only character who's the same from the movies.
So both guys happen to own like a diner / fast food restaurant. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they both end up working at the place. Okay. So we got to make sure we check all of our boxes here.
Yeah. And then we've got
it at all.
And then we got to make it like a family-friendly sitcom based on an R-rated movie.
Yeah, and like you said too, at one point he's making fun of a blind man.
Yeah, he's making fun of Stevie Wonder at one point. It's like the thing is, it's like Tommy Davidson's. It's a weird mix of trying to be like Eddie Murphy, but you're Tommy Davidson. You're not Eddie Murphy, and your sense of humor is not the same as Eddie Murphy's, and you're combining the two, and they're not really working together.
Right, they're different. It was like one thing like we were just talking earlier about how a lot of the cast of Stranger Things is underacting. This was overacting in this episode, where everyone was just way too excited over nothing. Yeah. And I mean, I guess there was the one little switcheroo, which I guess was kind of creative, but it didn't land very well, is when, in the movie, Eddie Murphy's character, he's like, as long as I remember, maybe I'm wrong, but he wasn't like super lazy. He was actually like kind of like wanting to work and stuff, whereas this guy is like super entitled and shit. And so I don't know if there's a little bit difference of like their personalities or something. It's been like forever since I've seen the movie, so
it's been a long time since I've seen it too. But I think the major premise of that was that he was trying to find a wife in America, and
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
he was like acting super entitled, like this guy is.
I did watch it when a few years ago the Coming to America came out, a sequel, which I actually enjoyed somewhat, but I think it was still kind of one of those legacy sequels that didn't necessarily need to be made.
Right. I didn't watch it. Maybe I should watch it just to see if I like it. But things from like,
if you want to get the bad taste of this out of your mouth, you can watch it. Yeah, it's probably
Did not like it. Thought it was boring, unfunny, overacted. The set was pretty poorly made, probably very low budget, obviously. Plot wise, didn't make a whole lot of sense.
It was just a generic, I mean, it had a feel of like your sitcoms of the day. Like, I mean, it felt like Perfect Strangers, but
not good.
Not as good.
Good as all. Yeah, so it's like the whole plot is like, oh, my brother is a spoiled brat. I'm going to send him somewhere where he'll learn not to be spoiled. You don't got to send him to America for that. You can send him anywhere for that. Like, you don't have to, you know what I mean? Send him to New York City and then have this random, like, how do they even know this guy, for one thing, to hold their allowance for a month? Who is this guy? How do they know him?
They don't even explain it because, like...
How they explain it? That's why I thought it was the other guy, because they do know him.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. I'm like, oh, well, but then I'm like, wait a minute, this guy owns a diner. Did he change the restaurant? Because he owned McDonald's, which he was always getting sued for.
Oh, it was what the heck? In that it was McDowell's.
McDowell's, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that was John Amos's character. He played Cleo McDowell. It would have made more sense to, like, I mean, if you couldn't get John Amos, just have somebody else play that character of Cleo, and you know, it would have made more sense because it's somebody that he knows. But maybe they wanted to differentiate the characters or something. I don't know, but
it's sure to still establish how they know him instead of just like hitting at some random guy in New York. Like, by the way, I'm a prince of this African country. I'm sending my brother. I'm the king. I'm sending my brother to New York because he's a brat and spoiled, and I want him to appreciate life outside of being a spoiled brat. Can you hold his money for a month
and give him be like his, you know, give him an allowance and stuff? It's like,
did he just cold call a bunch of random people in New York? That was the one that agreed to it. It was like,
yeah, and luckily he was like an upstanding, decent person, and
not just some guy who's gonna like swindle you. Yeah, sure, I'll hold the money for you. What a dumb plot point! Did he not even acknowledge? Or
I mean, maybe they were going to in the subsequent episodes that were never made.
No, that's definitely something you should start off with, explaining why.
Yeah.
That anyway. So that was dumb. The set again was very, very cheap. You could tell it was not a very well made set. Just whatever, it's fine. Acting poor, plot poor, pacing poor, everything about it bad. The racism was really fucked up because at one point they're talking about how like he's a king or he's a prince. And then so they're royalty, and they're talking about the food they eat. They're like, oh yeah, we crush beetles and termites. And I'm like, can you just name any other racist food you can think of what an African would eat? Like, you know, it's like what the hell? Like, who wrote this, man? Like you said, probably two white guys.
Yeah, do you have
that guy wrote? I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, it was written by white guys, I think, and then you have the random the random scene where he talks about how somebody threw The Art of the Deal at him, the Donald Trump book.
Right.
Like, why? And then he's talking about how he wants to be rich like Trump and stuff. And yeah.
I had no idea that was going to be in the show.
Me either. I was like, oh, I'll watch this like old sitcom from the 80s and forget about the world's problems of today. And it's just like, I can't escape this asshole.
No, yeah. It's just like it's like, what about Bob? Like, he's always there no matter what. It's like,
and I mean, who knows? By the time this airs, he might not even be with us anymore. But still, I can't escape.
It's just ridiculous. I know. It's just like, what about Bob? But Bob was actually nice. I mean, he was neurotic, but he was actually a good person. But yeah, it's like someone. But that's another thing. Why does someone throw the book at him? Was that kind of racist too? It's like a black guy throwing a Trump book at him. Like, it was like, what?
Or was he annoying to somebody? They don't even explain why or imply why somebody threw Donald Trump's book at him. It's like, was it specifically that book that he was throwing at him for some reason, or was it just the random book that they happened to be reading and they threw it at him? Like, what
why was they throw a book at him in the first place?
Yeah.
Because he was black. That's probably why. And they threw it. It's either that was prophecy right there. Whoever, maybe it wasn't two racist black guys who wrote it, but they were channeling prophetic knowledge at the same time because they knew, even maybe subconsciously, that Trump was going to be president one day. And so the racism, throwing the Trump book. It's like a metaphor for racism. Like, I'm throwing something at you. I'm hailing, I'm hurting you, throwing, book at you or whatever. And it's like a symbolism of like Trump,
Something tells me they didn't think deeply into this.
No, probably not. But then he's like goes off to explain how Trump makes money. He's like, he says all you have to do is buy some buildings and then sell them at a profit. And Omar is like, you need money to buy a building. God damn. Like,
which is kind of funny because Donald Trump didn't really have money.
He didn't. Yeah, maybe that was the point. Maybe they're trying to do an underhanded little, but didn't land very well,
And the worst line in this whole thing, I have it written down here. At that point where he's talking about, money and, he's talking about, he says, this is America. We can do anything, be anything. I could be a Beverly Hills cop. You can be a Beverly Hills cop too. Why, within 48 hours, we could be trading places.
Oh my God.
They mention like every popular Eddie Murphy movie in those sentences.
Wow. Yeah. And like you said about him trying to act like Eddie Murphy, which I think is funny, is that in Coming to America, Eddie Murphy was not acting like Eddie Murphy. He was a completely different character than what he normally does. Mm-hmm. So why are you trying to act like...
Well, I don't think he was necessarily trying to act like Eddie Murphy. I think he was trying to act like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America.
Oh, okay.
But then also they were throwing in, because the thing is, it's like, I think it was bad casting if you were going to do this. I mean, the idea for a sitcom based on Coming to America isn't necessarily a bad idea. It's just nothing against Tommy Davidson. He's a great comedian. But his style of humor at that time isn't the same type of style of humor that fits in this role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm reading here. Okay. Somebody wrote in an article, an oral history of the Coming to America You Never Knew. It was written by Bonsu Thompson of Level. He wrote that the pilot floundered because it was written by a Jewish writer, Ken Hecht, who had made a name penning black sitcoms like Different Strokes and Webster, and reportedly took a rigid I know best approach to comedy. Thompson also stated that the pilot didn't take advantage of Tommy Davidson's gifts, but what Hecht was able to do with family sitcoms like Different Strokes and Webster did not rule in 1989, and a suspect fascination with African eating insects didn't help, he continued. Yeah, and according to Tommy Davidson, Ken Hecht came from the golden age of comedy where he knew about the setup, joke, and another joke, but didn't ever feel for Eddie Murphy's style of comedy, nor a feel for black pride. Davidson added that Murphy never visited the set to see the show being filmed. Ultimately, Paramount and CBS, knowing that they had a turkey on their hands, aired it on the 4th of July, less than a year after it was shot. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, the critical response was pretty bad, too. Joan Hanauer for the UPI wrote that the pilot was perfectly awful. She added that if your idea of humor is seeing a fat man's pants split in the back when he bends over, then you will find Coming to America seemingly funny. Molly Fitzpatrick, and this was in 2015 that she wrote, that said that Tommy Davidson's Tariq lacks Eddie Murphy's Akeem's irresistible Pollyanna-ish charm from the film, and the pilot mostly functions as a disjointed vehicle for Tommy Davidson's Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson impersonations.
Yep. Yeah, it's this whole scene where he's making fun of, and then even when Omar takes his glasses off, he's still acting like he's quote blind. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he even like rolls his eyes up into the back of his head and stuff.
Like, couldn't fake it. Like, it like wasn't bad enough. Like, you have to make it extra bad. Like,
yeah, and I mean, I won't go. I mean, to be fair, Eddie Murphy made fun of Stevie Wonder on Saturday Night Live prior to this, and at the time it was fine. I mean, it wasn't necessarily making fun. The way that so this way it was just kind of like a random, no reason whatsoever to have an Stevie Wonder impersonation in this. But like on Saturday Night Live, Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo would do. There's a famous scene where they're singing Ebony and Ivory. as Stevie Wonder, and instead of having Paul McCartney, it's Frank Sinatra. And it's hilarious, but it's done with care and reverence to those people. Like, you can tell that Joe Piscopo loves Frank Sinatra, and you can tell that Eddie Murphy loves Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Whereas in this, it's just there for no reason whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Gotta love it. But did not like this at all.
No. And I mean, basically, and it's like every like stereotypical plot point. You've got the heavy set diner owner who can't eat pizza or ice cream because he's got to go get a physical the next day or something. And it's just like,
which I love. It's like, not eating junk food for one day is somehow going to trick the doctor into thinking that you're just like, come on.
Not how it works.
No, maybe a month, maybe.
It's like, I'm getting blood work tomorrow. Does that mean that if I don't eat anything the rest of the night, that my blood work's going to be great?
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say about this?
No, I don't.
Do you want to hear some reviews from Internet Movie Database?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. User reviews. There's only 2.
Wow.
I thought there'd be more.
Probably like 2 views on this episode, probably.
Yes. Here's one from somebody named Plankton Rules.
Hey.
From June 26th of 2020. A little bit less, please. In 1988, Coming to America was a huge hit for Eddie Murphy and director John Landis, so it's not surprising that the networks would consider making a weekly television series out of the story. The problem is that the pilot just wasn't particularly good. In this pilot, where much of the movie is essentially rehashed, Tommy Davidson is given the lead, which is most unusual since he hadn't a single movie or television credit at this point. So this was like his first thing.
Yeah.
In his career, he'd strike it pretty big. He'd typo. He'd strike it pretty big on In Living Color in 1990, but this was a year off, and here Davidson is expected to support an entire television show, which is quite a burden. On top of this, his character turns out to be much louder and more in your face than Eddie Murphy's version. So much so that it became tiresome very quickly. Had the director and the writer told Davidson to dial it back a bit, it might have worked, but here it's just too much, just as we were saying. Yeah. And this other person, Lopez said some other things too, but they also they said this could have been like the African American Odd Couple, but it's basically just like a rehash of Perfect Strangers.
But not good.
But not good. Yeah. I mean, it did have some kind of like a feeling of like even the guy's named Carl. It kind of had like a vibe of Carl and Urkel on Family Matters, but this was before this was before Family Matters came out. So
yeah, a little bit. I could see that. Perfect Strangers, I'm not sure because in that they didn't actually know each other, whereas in this show they grew up together.
Yeah, but it was like I think it's like more of the whole like having 2 Belkys and no cousin Mary.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah. Whereas
I guess Omar's a little bit closer to.
I mean, he's more of the subdued, and it like they said, it could work as an African odd couple. Because Tariq is sort of way out there, and then Omar's like kind of more straight laced sort of guy. It would work, and that's kind of what like Perfect Strangers was. But it's just like this didn't work. Nope. But I mean, it could have worked if they would have focused it more and maybe did some other things. But I mean, there's reasons that at this time there were a lot of sitcoms based on movies that just didn't work, like Uncle Buck, which we've covered in the past, and things like that. They tried, and I understand why they tried, because you want to milk a property for all you can, So,
yeah.
But hey, welcome to America.
So many. I remember too. We also did a League of Their Own TV show, which was horrible.
Yeah, not the more recent one.
No, not that one.
We also covered the more recent Uncle Buck as well, which was better than the '80s version, but it was still not that great either. So it was just.
I forgot about that. 2016 one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that great one where the lady of the night taught the kid how to twerk. That was
that one. Yeah.
Really good. Moral and.
And then Buck shows up in the bathroom of a teenage boy when he's taking
and then took lewd photos to then blackmail him. So that's 2 crimes right there.
At least we didn't have any of that in the coming.
No, we did not have any of that. So that's
so that's a benefit it has going for it.
Yes.
There was no child pornography.
No. Yes, thank God there was none of that. That's always a plus.
Yes. Show is just, far superior when it doesn't have that.
I would think so. I hope so.
And usually I would hope that no shows have that, but
I would think probably none do. What do I know? I'm no academic. So
yes.
My favorite phrase. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense. But
I'm no academic.
I don't know why. Just for some reason, it sounds cool.
It does sound good.
I don't know. Oh, God.
I just like to say I'm no rocket scientist.
That's a good one too.
Or I'm no meter maid. There's something that makes no sense whatsoever. So anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a short one, but be sure to go to all2reeltoo.com and check out our links there to our social media, to our Patreon, where you can give us money and help support the show.
Our ons, our patrons, or our ons, our trons.
Yeah. You can become a patron, a Patreon. I don't know. Yeah, you can become one of the members of the All2ReelToo. We got to come up with a name for our fans. The All2Reelies.
I like that one.
The All2Reelies. Become an All2Reely. And
wow.
And help support the show. Yeah. You can share the show on Facebook, share it on any other social media that you have. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can do that. Comment below if you can do that as well. Even if you want to say we suck, I'm good with the commenting. Just do it. And just remember that to be different, be yourself. Trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal. Free Palestine. Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump and his book. If you find the book, don't throw it at a random person. That'd be weird. Yeah. Just remember that I love you. Making fun of blind people isn't cool, man.
No.
Sesame loves you. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
This time of year, everyone talks about going dry. But at Athletic Brewing Company, we're skipping that because we prefer going athletic, which isn't dry at all. From crisp Goldens to hoppy IPAs and limited releases in between, you'll find something that fits your style. Every single non-alcoholic brew is packed with flavor and the same craft experience you love. So yeah, you could call it dry, but there's really nothing dry about it. Find your new favorite near beer at athleticbrewing.com. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times.